I be wanting a man to yearn for me like how they do in Bridgerton and like literally show up at my doorstep and confess their love, their undying love through words and actions. But these men think sending flowers is too much and that dates are too much. Where
When a man yearns for you, what does it do? What does it do exactly? Oh, it puts you in a position of power because now he's investing into you and you didn't have to invest anything into him. What? Like, a man has no problem with showing a woman his appreciation. He wants to put an effort for her, but what is there to appreciate? Once again, this is why they don't like smart men, because doesn't that make sense? I'm willing to do it, but what am I getting? Like, what am I getting? And that's the problem they don't like. When men say, well, what are you getting? You should be generous and you should be giving. I'm not saying that I won't be any of those things, but my standard is we have to get to a certain point where I see that it's worth doing so. They don't understand this.
I'm never going to understand men thinking that a woman is ran through and worn out because she slept with X amount of people. How is it different than sleeping with the same person a million times? I just simply do not understand. I never have. That's like saying that your pee-pee is shaved down after multiple uses. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's not it's not a thing. Like, do men actually believe that, or are you just so stressed out that she's probably had bigger? Like, is that why?
See, if you were sleeping with a dude a bunch of times, one guy, that shows consistency. So when you really like someone, you stick with that person. Makes sense, right? Because when you're dealing with somebody, sex is involved. Dating long-term, dating short-term. But if you're having a bunch of sex with them, you're saying that you were sticking around for this dude because you really liked him. That's the difference. Once again, women are never going to understand this. You can be liberated and be free. See, men don't even have a problem with it. The men that you like, right? Men don't have a problem with it, because they're getting sex for free as well. The guys who want to get on one knee, the guys who want to take you seriously, the guys that want to be the guys that you're asking, where are all these guys, right? They care about that. So you can keep acting as if it's not a problem. Men are having sex with the women that are giving up the sex for next to nothing. But the guys who want women like that, they're always going to have a problem with it deep down inside. Now, once again, a guy like me, I'm only concerned with what she's going to do, if she's going to follow instructions. So why am I worried about that? You understand? A man who's secure in his spot, he's looking for a woman to cooperate. 9 times out of 10, a mature guy is not worried about all of that because, first of all, we can't commit to you until you follow instructions. You following instructions shows me that you view this being here as more important than all that other nonsense. But when you don't follow instructions, why is a guy sitting there and kicking and screaming and try to fight to be with you, especially when you have that going on in the background? And the thing that's funny is when they're doing this, right, you're liberated, you're free. Now men are just going to want what the last guy got for the price that the last guy got it. He's not going to want to invest in you or do anything. So when you're trying to shame men, just remember this. Men are not going to have a problem. They're just not going to pay a premium. They're not going to pay extra for something that another guy got for free. Let's get the next one.
Do men realize they can just hire escorts? I'm being so honest because anytime I see this conversation about a man paying on a first date and expecting something in return, my mind immediately goes to, oh, you just want an escort for cheap. Because I'm willing to bet you if you literally went and got an escort, you would not be paying whatever the meal costs. You pay a lot more than that.
This chick has no idea what she's talking about. She's saying that men, do you know that you can hire escorts? Okay, well, check this out, right? When you try to finesse men for money in order to get your box, you're basically being an escort. So it's the same thing. What are you talking about? $200 dinners? For what? A chance to hit? What are you even saying? What are you even saying? Men should go get escorts because they don't want to put in effort. No, men want to put in effort once they know that you're sure about them, proving it with your actions and your behavior. Men are not about to just give you money and spend money on dates when you haven't proven yourself with your actions and behaviors. Wait a minute, I'm getting beside myself. Who are they to prove themselves to us? I know, I must have forgotten. Let's get the next one.
And I only say this because I see a lot of girls around me do this and it irritates me. Okay, so we go out and you go out, you have this point in your life where you just want to smash anything and everything. And then you're finally like, I want to settle down. I want to get with a man. I'm not saying this is wrong. I'm not saying it is. But I want to know, why do we... Then y'all go get with a man. who wasn't on the same type of timing as y'all, and then you give them all these stipulations. They gotta do this, they gotta do that just to talk to you. You're not a good man if you're not buying me flowers. I'm not doing this if you're not doing that. Y'all are gonna hate me for this. But you let all these other niggas crack, and they didn't have to do a darn thing. It was just that easy. But now if this man ain't doing this, these are things that do not make sense to me. And I feel like some men do the same thing. But there's really like a girl, I don't understand, and that's why the girls hate me. And then it's like y'all get mad at the man when he's like kind of confused on why he has to do so much to even talk to you. Now he's asking himself like, dude, you were easy as you want me to, all these didn't have to, but now you're mad at him, right?
Exactly. She said it perfect. It's really not worth it to try to win a woman over, because when she really likes you, she's trying to win you over. And that's the best dynamic, right? To not get fleeced, to not get played, and actually get with the woman that's actually genuinely interested in you. So more guys are on their P's and Q's now. I can't do for a woman that doesn't deserve it. I can't, because even when I do that, she's going to be on her high horse like, yeah, I got this fool right where I want him. You understand? Men want to do that. And the saddest part about this is men don't, but at the core of it, men are the true romantics. Men want to do things for women. Men want to be together with women. They want to show women a good time. They want to protect women, but men have adjusted now. Men have adjusted. Why am I going to do all of this stuff for a woman that would have never even looked at me anyway? Would have never gave me a chance before anyway? She's just at the end right now. See, when women are asking for this, it's at the end. At the end, you're not really the guy she wants, because the guy she wants doesn't, and most of the dudes that she wanted, right, they didn't have to do anything. So now when men build their standards off, see, women's standards don't matter once men have standards. Women's standards only matter when men are still dumb, because they're going to be willing to fall for all of that stuff, foot the bill for stuff, shower them with things. When men have standards, what do your standards do? All they leave you is stagnant. All they do is leave you stagnant. When a man has standards, women actually, see, men have a hard time understanding this. There will always be a woman to cooperate with you. You're not going to want her until you get more mature, but she will still always be there. On the flip side, women have standards, right? They have to learn to have standards. But even that guy that they don't really want, that wants them, that guy wakes up. That guy wakes up. So it's not the same. Not the same at all. But I'm happy I found this clip, because she's telling you straight like it is. This is how men think. They build their standards off of watching women do things with dudes for nothing. You understand? And actually being that guy. See, women just don't like that men are on code and they won't go for anything. But this is the way it has to be. Let's get the next one.
You know, as much as I am happy that I am single and that I ended my relationship, I can't help but feel sad every single time I see engagement posts or people getting married. Like, I'm at a point where I actually cannot look at rings. Like, I will scroll past on Instagram if it's an engagement announcement, weddings, things like that. And I have a lot of really good friends in my life that are actually getting married this year. I love them. I'm thrilled for them. But I can't help but feel this like underlying sadness of being like, when will that get to be my turn? When you have no one single in your world and then you're now going to move to a new place, it's just like almost so much stress of like, what is the unknown? And I'm usually someone that gets really excited about like going out there and like discovering the unknown and kind of making my whole life. But it feels like it's just been such a long time and I'm like, what am I doing so wrong? Also for me, I've experienced the highest of highs and the lowest of lows in life without a person. I'm just used to dealing with shit like on my own. Anyways, I don't know if that is just me or if any of you guys feel that way too.
So she threw her last relationship away. She's saying this, right? But now she's like, you know, all my friends and people that I see, they're getting married, they're getting engaged. And, you know, when is this going to happen for me? So she wants that as a status symbol. Like I was telling you guys in the last video, they see marriage as like being a wife. They see it as a status symbol. They don't really want to be a wife, be a mother. She threw away her last relationship. And now she's out here like, damn, but I want that though. Crazy work. Crazy work. You could tell that that guy, right, that she dumped, she didn't have to earn him. I'm telling you, you guys always wonder, why do women scratch and claw and go crazy when a guy is going elsewhere, when a guy's attention is elsewhere, when they don't know where a guy is, when they're not on the same page? Because they really want him. They had to invest to get with this guy. Going against their family. They didn't like him. She's like, I don't care. I love this dude. Cutting off her friend group for this dude. Moving across country for this dude. Giving up her job for it. Whatever way, shape, or form, or fashion that this comes in, she wants him. She had to invest something to be with him. So she's not just going to let it go easily. She was willing to let him go easily. She didn't have to invest. She did not have to invest. This is exactly why men need to have standards.